Welcome back, everybody, and if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy this video. So today I'm going to be taking a look at this Arduino starter kit. It's for the Mega 2 2560. For those who don't know Arduino, these are really great, useful boards for creating robots and reading sensors and controlling LEDs and a lot of other stuff. I'd like to say a big thank you to Elegoo, I think that's how you say it, for sending this over to me. They were kind enough to contact me and say, hey, do you want to take a look at this and give us your opinion? I said, sure, let's go ahead and do that. So let's open up. It comes in a very nice case. Looks like it's all intact. They shipped it really well. So we open it up. We have this nice sheet here that explains, what the parts are and like the model. So if you want to go look them up and stuff, and how many pieces there are in the kit. So we get started here. There's a little thing here that says thank you, with their Facebook page and Instagram page. So just a little thank you card there. It comes with a CD with code and libraries on it. We will go ahead and take a look at this and see how useful this really is. Sometimes these are a little outdated, but we'll take a look at it and see. Maybe they have a good updated one. So starting off in here, it looks like we have a lot of different components here. So let's just start down here. So here is the actual Mega board. Comes nicely sealed in these anti-static bags. Now obviously this is not Arduino branded, but it should still work great. I've never had any issues with non Arduino actual brand boards. I've always had good luck with these I guess you can call them clones or whatever, but yeah, we'll give this a try. I've never had a Mega Arduino before, so it'd be fun to play around with this. You got lots of extra connections and stuff there for analog and digital pins and stuff like that, so it'd be really nice to look at this. Underneath that comes a whole pile of resistors. You'll need these for LEDs and voltage dividers and stuff like that, so it's nice to have a good supply of them. What else do we got here? So it looks like we have the NFC type chip. You can program this and it works with this little key. When you put it close, it does whatever you tell it to do. You can use this for a lock. You can have a lock or whatever on your keychain. When you come, it automatically unlocks, or anything like that. So that's really cool. I think we also have a little card here. I think that maybe works with it. So we will go ahead and take a look at that. I will do a project one day with that and make a quick video of it. Here it looks like we have a little fin for a fan. There's probably a motor in here somewhere. Make like a little fan or something there. So we'll see what that goes to. Looks like we got some sensors here. I'm not quite sure what this one is. I'd have to take a look at it. I'm not going to get them all out of the bag here. But from looking at our little reference sheet up here, I think it is this one here. So I'll have to look that one up and see what that is. Underneath that we have one of these little keypads. These are great for a lot of different things. You can make security codes. You can enter in numbers. Just allows you to do a lot of great things. And it also, this type here doesn't have very many pins. So there is a little bit different way of programming that than some others, but it saves on a lot of pins and stuff, so you're not using up so many on the board. Under that here, we have a nice breadboard. It is nice to see one of the bigger breadboards. Usually in these kits, sometimes you get like the little short ones and you can't really do much with them. So it is nice to see that come in the kit. Next, we have a power supply here for powering your Arduino projects. It looks like this one here is a 9-volt 1-amp US plug with the barrel connector there, so that should work great. Next, we will take a look at this. So we have this here for powering our breadboard, and that just slides right into the breadboard with those pins there and supplies probably 5 volt on 3 volt rails, possibly. I think you can select on there which one it provides. Underneath that, we have a dot matrix sort of style board. These are really cool for doing little things. You can some of these you can get in arrays and stuff like that and set up and make little games and LED games and stuff with them. So yeah, I can't get that open right now, but we can take a look at that later. Next to that, we have what looks like a audio detector. You know, these are really nice. You can do clap, you know, listen for claps or loud noises, or, you know, if something gets too loud, you can have LEDs light up or something like that. So, you know, great little board there. I think this one here is probably going to be a real-time clock. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can get this open here. Alright, so here's this module. I think it's a real-time clock because that's usually about the only ones that have a coin cell battery on it. In here, it looks like we have the motor, which probably goes to that fan that we had there. Nice little motor, allows us to do some stuff, and looks like we can maybe pull that right off the Arduino, so it probably doesn't pull too much power. You want to be careful with motors and stuff with Arduinos. You don't want to pull too much power. Here we have a 4-digit 7-segment display. Again, great for displaying numbers. You can do a clock with these, or timers, or anything like that. Below that, we have what looks like a little relay, allow us to control higher amperages and higher voltages and stuff like that. You can theoretically do mains power with this, but I would not recommend that unless you absolutely know what you're doing with mains power. It can really be bad. Here's another 7-segment display. This is just a single digit, so nice for a little project there. In here, we have what looks to be a motion detector sensor. These are also really fun. Nice security. You can build a little security system with this or something. In here we have some potentiometers. Looks like a humidity sensor, possibly a little gyro down there, or light sensor. No, sorry, it's an infrared sensor or IR sensor, so you can use like a TV remote or something like that. Alright, over here in this one, we have what looks like a shield of some sort. So for those who don't know, Arduino has shields that allow you to attach this on top of the main board to give you more expansion. Sort of like a, you know, it would go on something like that. You press that down, gives you the ability to add more things. That comes with a little breadboard on top there that you can just stick on with the double-sided tape there. Underneath that, we have this little container here that has some, looks like some standoffs, transistors, capacitors, little buzzers, some other potentiometers, 2 little chips there. It looks like one might be the L293D and the other one is the 74HC595. So those there are great little chips for doing lots of projects. I personally haven't done too many projects with them, but I've seen other guys do some projects, and yeah, I'm gonna have to look more into that. So this here looks like a little stepper motor driver for controlling motors and stuff like that. So that is really cool to have. Here we have a distance sensor. This is great for, again, robots or like a digital measuring tape or something like that. Really a lot of projects you can do with that. I used to use these all the time for robots and stuff like that. Here we have a joystick with the joystick cover, or the thumb pad here. You put that on and it allows you to, you know, do a joystick and also a clicky button there. So that is really nice. Does come with 9-volt battery. It's nice they include that, but highly recommend just getting a 9-volt battery, or, you know, fresh ones anyways. In here we got a small servo, learning how to do servos. You can do a lot of things with them. Let me see here. I got the USB cable to do that, to connect it to your computer and program it. You can also power it through that. Got the jumper cables here. We got some other jumper cables, so really nice for that. We have our battery connector. We also have a stepper motor here. This will be really nice for some nice projects where you need precise movement or something like that. It'd be really cool. Combine that maybe with that servo or something and create like a little actuating arm or something like that. Got a moisture sensor here. Always fun. Good projects to do with that. You can do an alarm if there's moisture that touches it, or you can do like automatic watering of plants when the moisture gets too low. Lots of cool things with that. I really like that. And a little remote here for that IR sensor. Program it to do things, you know, turn volume up, down, lights, whatever. And then also a liquid crystal display. These are really nice for displaying information from sensors and text and stuff like that. So that is what's in here. There is a lot in this little package here, and it all came nicely packaged, easy to access. Now I just kind of threw it all over the place and made a mess, but yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at this documentation. I'm really curious to see what this looks like and how well it is, and yeah, and then we'll just take a look at a few of these things up close then. Alrighty, so I have the CD in here, so let's go ahead and open that up. So it looks like we have a couple different things here. Looks like we have a folder called data sheet. We have several different languages here, a PDF, and a little file called readme first. Open that up, and let me get that over here. So you can go ahead and pause that and read that if you want. I've already read it. Basically, it just explains how things are laid out and where to access everything. So we'll go ahead and exit that. Now let's just go ahead and look at this PDF here quick. So yeah, it just basically says how to install the drivers and everything like that. Hopefully we won't have too many issues with that. I'll go ahead and test that then, but hopefully if we just put the Arduino software in and stuff like that, hopefully the drivers will pull in. Sometimes they do give you a little bit of issues, so we will come back to this if we need to, but hopefully we don't need to follow these instructions here, and it just automatically pulls everything in. So let's look at the data sheet here. Okay, so these are data sheets for everything in here. So we got data sheets for them IC chips there, so let's go ahead and open that up. So it gives us a nice data sheet there, what it all does, the pins, block diagrams. You know, if you guys like to look into this stuff, it is really good to read the data sheets. You might not understand them right away, but it is good to look over them sometimes and see what tolerances they are, you know, things like that. All right, so let's go into the English here. So we have code. They're all sorted out by lesson. Looks like it starts maybe lesson 4. I'm not sure where the other ones are, but got libraries here. So these are all the libraries you'll need for like the stepper motor library and everything like that. As you get into Arduino a little bit more, you'll learn more about the libraries and how to use them and everything like that. And then we'll open up this PDF here and see what this is. Alrighty, so it looks like it's up here. Quick little packing list, it looks like. And yeah, it looks like tells you how to install the Arduino program, how to get into some of the sketches and stuff. Again, it goes over some of the drivers. Tells you how to install the new libraries. You can also just install zip folders and stuff like that, so that's really nice. Looks like it's very detailed. If you guys are new to getting started with Arduino, it'd be really good to read over this. I'm definitely going to read over it again and just kind of see what it's like. It's been a couple months, probably almost a year and a half since I've really done anything with Arduino. And so, but yeah, this documentation goes on for a little while here. So here we're starting to get into a code. Now I'm guessing the first code, yep, it looks like they just do the blink program, which is just blinks an LED on and off for half a second and change that to make it longer or shorter. tells you how to wire it up, tells you how to use resistors. So yeah, it looks like a very detailed for getting you started. There is a lot of great YouTube videos out there as well that also explain a lot of these basic ones. So you know, if you're not very good at reading or you don't like to read, there's always videos. Go in here, find out what the sketch is, and see if you can go find a video that explains it for you. I know for me, if I read something, I might not understand it. If I watch a video, I'm like, oh, well, that makes more sense. So this shows you how to use a button and do different things with the buttons and stuff. So that's really cool. And then all the sketches and all the code is in here. You can cheat and just copy and paste the code, but I would highly recommend you learn to type the code out. It'll teach you mistakes you made, when to use double equal signs there, and when to use a semicolon, and all that fun stuff. So you got to learn the syntax a little bit there, and just learn how to use it. And by typing that in, that's really where you learn how to do that. Here's how to use a buzzer, make some tones. So yeah, this kit is a really great kit for starting out, getting you started, giving you basic level of components. So let's go ahead, and I am going to pick one in here, and I'm gonna try getting the Arduino loaded up here on my computer and see if I can get the board connected, and then we'll try loading a SketchUp and building one of these projects. Alrighty, so the sketch I'm going to do here should be a really quick, simple one to do, but has some movement and stuff, so it's nice to show on camera. So we're just going to move a servo back and forth. So if we look at the code here, I'm not going to go over it in depth, but basically you have to include the servo library. I'm not going to go over libraries in this video. If you want to know more about Arduino libraries, there's a lot of great tutorials online about them. And then we're going to name our servo, so it's going to be my servo. The initial position is going to equal 0, and then the void setup, this is where you activate the servo and say which pin you're using for that. Now, under the void loop, this is the code that will run over and over again. Basically, we're doing some for loops here. So basically, if the position of the servo is equal to, or it is less than or equal to, or it's less than 180 I mean, it's going to increase the position by 1. So that means it's going to increase by 1, it's going to come back to the loop, it's going to say, okay, now it's equal to 1, but it's still less than 180, so we got to keep adding it up until we get to 180, and each time it goes through this loop, it's going to keep moving the servo more and more and more until it reaches 180. Once it reaches 180, it goes, oh, well, this one here is no longer valid. Let's check this one. Okay, it is now equal to 180, but it is greater than 0. So now we got to start doing negative. And then it'll do that until it gets back down to 0. But yeah, so it's going to keep doing that until that's met, and then it's going to delay, and then do this one, and then it's going to loop back over and do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and hook this up, and then we'll see how it works. So to load the Arduino, you'll have to go ahead and plug it into your computer. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Then what you want to do is you want to see which COM port it's on. I know mine is on COM port 4, but if you for some reason are not sure, you can in Windows 10 you can right click on your start menu there and go to device manager, and I will drag that over here, and then under ports and COM port you can see here the Arduino Mega is on COM 4. If it's not showing up in here, you might have something wrong with the drivers, or might need to run that little program I showed you there. So once that's connected, we want to make sure it's on COM port, and we also want to make sure we have the correct board selected. Once that's done, we can come up here and hit upload sketch, and it should go through and upload now. And we'll just give that a second here. Alrighty, so before I get into actually building the project here, I did want to mention one thing. So normally Arduino drivers, they pull in real easy. But on some of these clones, they have a little chip that is used to communicate with the computer. And on the clones and with Windows 10, there's an issue where they won't communicate properly. Older computers and older operating systems, I don't think have this issue, but with Windows 10, you may run into this issue. So I was looking around on some forums, and I found this little program here. I will see if I can upload this to Dropbox or something, and then put the link or something in the description down below. But you need to unzip this, and then there is inside there's this install program, and then you run the application. It looks really scammy, I know, guys. And if any of you out there know anything about security or anything like that at all, you're like, why would I just download and install this? But to get some of these Arduino clones to work, you need this little driver installed. So yeah, so actually you'll go into here, go into that one, and then I believe you run this setup here. Obviously give you security there, and oh, I need to enter in my credentials here, so give me 1 second. Alright, so it'll come up with a little screen like this, and you just basically hit install, and it'll go ahead and install this little file here. And then after that, restart your Arduino program, and you should be able to upload your sketch to it. Like I said, I'll try to put a link to this somewhere in the descriptions then. Alrighty, so I am going to go ahead and upload it here. So I should just be able to hit upload now, and it'll go through. And there we go. It says it's done uploading. So we have the servo sketch uploaded. So let me go ahead and wire this up how they say to wire it up, and then we will go ahead and look at it and see what it does. Alrighty, so here we go. I got everything we need. What you'll need for this project out of the kit is the board that we just loaded the program on. You can either use the 9-volt battery adapter, or you can use the wall power adapter. I'm going to use the 9-volt since I don't really have an outlet close by. The 9-volt battery. You're going to need 3 of these jumper cables that have the male connections on each end, and you're going to need the servo motor. Now the servo motor has 3 wires here. You got ground, power, and signal. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect the signal wire to pin 9 on the board, which is this one right here. We are going to connect the power, which is the middle one on the servo. We're going to connect that to 5 volts on the board. So we have one right over here. I think there's some other ones here, but this is the first one I see. So let me connect it to that one. And then we are going to also connect ground, which is the last pin on the servo, to a ground connection on the Arduino, which would be this one right here. There's also a few other ones on the Arduino board. So I'm going to go ahead and now plug this in, and we should be able to see this servo turn once I connect the 9-volt battery. And there we go. So it's doing a sweep pattern of 180 degrees pretty much. Just going back and forth, which is what the code was set up to do. So this is just a very simple way of showing that you can easily control a servo motor with just 3 wires, the servo library, and just basically telling it what position you want to go to. You know, you could have it set up that if you press the switch, it goes to a certain position. I'm not sure what happened here to the board. Well, battery went dead here, so I just went ahead and plugged it in with my USB power bank here. Alright, so yeah, basically very simple to control a servo motor with this. Just 3 wires, ground, power, and signal. Use the servo library and you can just say, you know, move to this position. It can be, you know, if you press a button or hear a loud sound or enter a code or something like that to unlock a door, you know, that's all you need. Alrighty, so if you guys want to go ahead and get this kit, there'll be a link in the description. You can get it here from Amazon, and like I said, I'll put a link in the description there. This company also has a lot of other great kits out there. There's also some other ones on Amazon. I'd also suggest going to check out their website. You can see all the different products they have. They have a lot of other things like robots and other Arduino kits. They have a whole sensor pack here. They have some smaller ones. Looks like they have some touchscreen kits. And yeah, it looks like a lot of great stuff from this company. I'll put the link to their website in the description as well. But yeah, go ahead and go over to Amazon and get this, and I'm sure you guys will have a lot of fun. Like I said, there's a lot of great things you can do with this. I'm actually going to be making a few projects here in the near future with a few of these parts, and hopefully I'll be able to record them and show them to you guys. Alright, well, if you guys enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to see more videos that will be coming out shortly.